Packers, Cowboys, $100,000 pot, 10,000 to first place. Let's do this. For all you broken peons like me, the foot massager is on. Oh, let's enjoy. Let's enjoy. CeeDee Lamb, 20 captains. Dak Prescott. Jordan Love. Aaron Jones. Tony Pollard. Jaden Reed. Brandon Cooks. Romeo Doubs. Dontavian Wicks. Jake the Turd Ferguson. Christian Watson. Brandon Aubrey. The Cowboys defense. Anders Carlson. Rico Dodal. AJ Dillon. Tucker Kraft. Luke Musgrave. The Packers defense. And finally, in consideration for the 20th captain's position, wide receiver, Bo Melton. Let's do this shit. Top card in the deck, CeeDee Lamb. Caught all three of his targets. Caught all three of his 13 of his targets for 98 yards and a touchdown, with 2 touchdowns, in Sunday's win over the Commanders. With the Cowboys needing a victory to secure an NFC title and the number 2 seed in the NFC, Dak Prescott leaned heavily on Lamb once again. The fourth-year wideout put a bow on his incredible campaign with a 4-yard touchdown grab just before halftime and a 6-yard score in the third quarter. And Lamb's 135 catches on the season not only set a new franchise record, they made him the first player in Dallas history to lead the NFL in the category. If the Bills' secondary shuts down Tyreek Hill on Sunday night, Lamb's 1,749 receiving yards could also end up leading the league. He'll roll into the postseason with a juicy matchup on tap in the wildcard round against the Packers' secondary that struggled badly at times down the stretch. Packers D is on the board. All the way to the bottom of the deck. The bottom of the deck. What are we looking for at the bottom of the deck? Come down, Tommy T. Sam Morrill is playing the Dania Beach Improv in a couple of weeks. AFC Championship weekend. My boys are coming down. We're gonna do some fucking fishing, man. I fucking love life. Fucking love Florida. Fishing, comedy. Fucking hopefully the Bills are beating the shit out of the fucking Ravens in the AFC Championship game. Old fucking news, right? Yeah. Looking for news from the Commanders game. And news here from the fuck did they play? The Bears. DeBose reverted to the practice squad Monday. DeBose was a healthy scratch for Week 18 despite Christian Watson being ruled out ahead of the Packers' regular season finale. It was the only time DeBose was elevated to the active roster this season, and the rookie 7th-round pick will have to wait until 2024 to make his NFL debut unless he's needed during Green Bay's upcoming postseason run. Christian Watson is on the board. Rate this guy, Cropper. He's on the crapper. Hosea the Guara. This Jackalope. Brooks. Davis. I'm Hunter Lepke. Stevens. You always hope to try and find one guy down here that might do some damage. Practice squad, that's old news. Is it? Let's see. Yeah, that's from. We're on Tuesday. Yeah, that's from last Thursday. Anything before the 7th is old news. Ugh. Princeton Fund. Emmanuel Wilson, active. No, against the Bears. That's old news. It's before the game. Maybe it's relevant. It's got a recent tag on it. Fuck it. We're going to admit it. We'll admit it. Wilson is active for Sunday's contest against the Bears. Wilson landed on injured reserve November 22nd due to a shoulder injury, and he's been working his way back since then. The rookie running back was activated on IR Saturday, setting the stage for making his return Sunday in a game the Packers may need to win in order to make the playoffs. Wilson's return comes at a good time for Green Bay, as A.J. Dillon is inactive for the. No, I see it's before the game. It's nothing to do with the game. It's irrelevant. It's everything to do. If you were running these lineups before the fucking game, then fine. No, no, no. This would have came out day of. Yeah, this was right before the fucking game. It admissible, ladies and gentlemen. It is admissible to the to our data pit. The deuce is loose. Fuck him. Patrick Taylor didn't do shit. Gamemaker. So this guy was in the end zone. Maybe it was Hendershlut. Yeah, there he is. Turpin has been relevant for a while. Hendershlut. Didn't this guy get in the end zone one game? I guess it was called back. Fuck off, Hendershlut. Malik Heath targeted 4 times and caught 3 passes for 9 yards in Sunday's victory over the Bears. Heath opened Sunday's contest at the 5th option at the wideout spot, and he finished it 4th with fellow wideouts Romeo Doubs exiting early. Heath caught at least 1 pass in the final 8 games of the regular season, but he will remain primarily a depth piece when the playoffs get underway. Doubs. Romeo Doubs is on the board. He comes in when Doubs goes out. Anybody goes out. Watson goes out. Doubs goes out. Malik Heath's coming in, huh? Depth piece. All right, might make a good 6 card because you know what? Everybody gets hurt in these fucking games. Mental note about Malik Heath. Jalen Tolbert caught 2 of 3 targets for 8 yards and a touchdown in Sunday's romp over the Commanders. The second-year wideout connected with Dak Prescott for a 3-yard touchdown to open the scoring in the first quarter. Tolbert saw a limited role in the offense during the regular season, essentially splitting the number 3 role with Michael Gallup behind CeeDee Lamb and Brandon Cooks. But he showed significant improvement from his disappointing rookie campaign and caught 22 of 36 targets for 268 yards and 2 touchdowns over 17 games. Tolbert will look to make postseason splash when the Cowboys face the Packers in the wild card round on Sunday. Dak is on the board. Lamb, Cooks. Lamb is on the board. Cooks is on the board. Gallup. She's got Dak, Lamb, Cooks, Gallup. He split the number 3 role, looking to make a splash. All right, well. Him and Malik Heath. Really quick, is Dak Prescott mentioned? Yeah, and I didn't write it down. We wrote down the Packers D, but we didn't write down Dak. So Dak has 2 registered because of his being mentioned by CeeDee Lamb. Speak of the devil, Michael Gallup played 30. Old news. He's splitting the 3 drop at Gallup, and Gallup ain't doing shit. You know what? Fuck off, Gallup. I am really sick and fucking tired of wasting fucking money on you. I don't have to because you're not even there. So I'm sorry I yelled at you. So Gallup is not a consideration. Not even for captain's spot. Good. Bo Melton had 5 receptions for 62 yards and 2 carries for 14 yards in Sunday's victory over the Bears. Melton did not start Sunday's contest, but he wound up leading the Packers wideouts with 45 snaps and tying for the team lead in targets. He made a major mark late in the campaign, tallying 22 targets, 15 receptions, 211 receiving yards, a receiving touchdown, 3 carries, 21 rushing yards over the final 3 weeks of the regular season. His prospects continue to hinge on the availability of those above him on the depth chart, but he has proven he can be relied upon when called upon. That game is in Lambeau. Oh, no, it's in Dallas. Motherfuckers getting hurt. Packers D. Luke Musgrave. We just read about Bo Melton, right? They didn't mention, they said all the other receivers. Okay, just making sure. We like Bo Melton. Luke Musgrave was targeted once and caught 1 pass for 11 yards in Sunday's victory over the Bears. Musgrave took the field for the first time since sustaining a lacerated kidney week 11, but the Packers were rather cautious with him, as he was on the field for only 9 of a possible 60 snaps. He could be more active in next Sunday's playoff matchup with the Cowboys, but it seems likely fellow rookie tight end Tucker Kraft, who played 54 snaps week 18, will continue working as Green Bay's primary tight end. Tucker Kraft is on the board. Oof, lacerated kid. The problem is he's worth the captain spot just in case they have him fucking go in there that he feels okay and then he's blowing shit up. So he's worth. You got to lose $3 on him a captain, and tell yourself that nobody's looking at him because of these injuries. But maybe they let him pop off. They put him in. God, his fucking patches are coming off. Fucking getting re-sewn. Tucker Kraft was targeted 3 times and caught 3 passes for 31 yards in Sunday's victory over the Bears. Fellow rookie tight end Luke Musgrave returned to action Sunday after missing 6 games with a lacerated kidney, but Kraft remained Green Bay's starting tight end, and he played 54 snaps to Musgrave's 9. Kraft produced steadily during Musgrave's absence and caught a crucial pass late in Sunday's contest. So although Musgrave opened the season as the starter at his position, it seems likely Kraft will hold on to the job for the upcoming playoff matchup versus the Cowboys. Yep, Kraft's keeping that fucking job. So Musgrave is on the board. Look, they can run double fucking tight ends. Hey, you know what? I got a local. I got a local fucking. I got a local cleaners over here. I'm gonna take these pants over there tomorrow. I have a task tomorrow, man. Oh, I gotta do that order for that guy. Oh, do that tomorrow. Or maybe tonight. Who knows? Sorry, distracted. Work stuff. Musgrave's on the board. AJ Dillon has been ruled out for Sunday's game against the Bears. Old fucking news. You know what? I'm sorry, AJ Dillon. I'm not feeling it. We're taking Dillon out, keeping that one open. Taking us up to Rico Dodal. carried the ball 9 times for 46 yards and caught 3 of 4 targets for 54 yards in Sunday's rout of the Commanders. The backup running back mixed in regularly with Tony Pollard in the Cowboys' backfield before taking over completely in the fourth quarter. And Dodal wound up reaching 100 yards from scrimmage in a game for the first time in his career, while seeing double-digit targets for the fourth time this year. The 25-year-old has a solid regular season in his depth role, amassing 505 total yards and 4 touchdowns, while 2 rushing, 2 receiving, on 106 touches. And Dodal should remain involved in the game plan when Dallas faces Green Bay on Sunday in the wild card round. Dodal should remain involved. Should remain involved in the game plan with Dallas. All right, so he's the number 2 back. All right, he keeps his captain's chair. Anders Carlson made 1 of 2 field goal tries and both extra points he attempted in Sunday's victory over the Bears. Carlson should have a much better day than he had not misfired on a 41-yard field goal when the Packers did not inadvertently run out the clock while in field goal range at the end of the first half, which led to him winding up with his fewest points in a game since Week 12. He closes out the regular season tied for 20th among kickers with 115 points. Oh, suck it, dick. Cowboys D, Brandon Aubrey connected on 1 of 3 field goal attempts and all 5 of his extra point attempts in Sunday's rout of the Commanders. The rookie kicker's perfect run on field goals ended in the first quarter, when a 32-yard attempt was blocked by Washington. Aubrey then clanked a 36-yard attempt off the left upright in the fourth quarter before finally drilling a 50-yarder to wrap up the scoring for Dallas. Aubrey finishes the regular first season as the NFL's leading scorer with 157 points, going 36 of 38 on field goal attempts and 49 of 52 on point after tries. And he'll figure to be busy again Sunday in the wild card round as the Cowboys host the Packers. Christian W. Watson, inactive for Sunday's contest against the fucking Bears, cocksuckers. Man, but look at the last few games this guy played. He's a fucking beast. Jake the Turd Ferguson caught all 6 of his targets for 69 yards in Sunday's win over the Commanders. As expected, Washington's defense put up little resistance to Dallas's passing attack, and Ferguson tied Brandon Cooks for second on the team in catches behind CeeDee Lamb's 13. Ferguson wraps up a breakout regular season with 71 catches for 761 yards, both top 10 figures in the NFL among tight ends, and 5 touchdowns on 102 targets. And he figures to be one of Dak Prescott's favorite options in the wild card round Sunday as the Cowboys take on the Packers. Cooks, Lamb, Prescott. That's 3 for Dak, 2 for Lamb, 2 for Cooks. Dontavian Wicks recorded 6 receptions on 7 targets for 61 yards and 2 touchdowns in Sunday's win over the Bears. Wicks matched his season high with 7 targets and led the team with 6 receptions, though he was overshadowed by Jaden Reed from a yardage perspective. Wicks accounted for both the Green Bay's touchdowns with receptions of 10 and 12 yards. His emergence has overlapped with the absence of Christian Watson, so Wicks' role in the Packers' wildcard round against the Cowboys is unclear for the time being. Regardless of the results next week, he closed his first regular season with 39 receptions, 581 yards, and 4 touchdowns across 15 games. Damn. Kid's a beast. God damn, they got all these great backup receivers, but you don't know if the fucking stupid starters are playing. That's 2 for Watson. Good Lord, good Lord. Alex Magold. Sean Clifford. Trey Lance inactive against the command. Yeah. That's old fucking news. Cooper Rush. All right. Now we get to the upper deck here. Romeo Dubs. Day to day after leading Sunday's game against the Bears. Dubs was injured when he was unable to come down with a would-be touchdown grab in the first quarter versus Chicago. The wideout spent part of the game being evaluated at the local hospital, but was able to return to the locker room before the end of the contest. Green Bay's wideout depth chart is deep, even with Dubs and Christian Watson banged up. Jaden Reed, Dontavian Wicks, Bo Melton, and Malik Heath soaked up the receiver work Sunday. So it's 2 for Dubs, 3 for Watson. Jaden Reed, Dontavian Wicks, Malik Heath, and Bo Melton are all on the board. Brandon Cooks caught 6 of 8 passes for 39 yards and a touchdown in Sunday's win over the Commanders. The veteran wideout put the finishing touches on the route with Dallas' final touchdown of the day on a 5-yard pass from Dak Prescott late in the third quarter. Cooks had a sluggish start to his Cowboys tenure and ended up well short of reaching 1,000 receiving yards for the 7th time in his career. But his 8 receiving touchdowns were his highest mark since 2016. 5 of those scores came in the last 7 games, and Cooks should find pay dirt again in the wild card round as Dallas hosts a vulnerable Green Bay secondary. That's 2 for the Packers D. Goddamn snot. Jaden Reed recorded 4 receptions on 4 targets for 112 yards in Sunday's win over the Bears. Reed entered the game having at least 8 targets in 3 straight games, so he took a step back from a volume perspective. However, he used lengthy catches of 59 and 32 yards to post the first 100-yard game of his career, despite the limited opportunities. Reed entered the contest dealing with a chest injury, but assuming he's able to suit up in a wild card round matchup against the Cowboys, he's a good bet to lead the receiving corps once again. He concludes his first regular season with 793 receiving yards and 8 touchdowns on 64 catches. Goddamn. Eight touchdowns on 64 catches. Tony Pollard carried the ball 17 times for 70 yards and a touchdown and caught both of his targets for 16 yards in Sunday's win over the Commanders. The running back wrapped up the regular season with his best performance in over a month, as Pollard scored his first touchdown since Week 13 and reached 70 rushing yards for the first time since Week 12. He also collected his second straight season with 1,000 rushing yards, just nosing across the line with 1,005 before hitting the bench in favor of Rico Dowdle in the fourth. Pollard will have to carry his momentum into the wildcard round next weekend, when the Cowboys host the Packers. Dowdle is on the board. Aaron Love Jones rushed the ball 22 times for 111 yards in Sunday's win over the Bears. He added 5 receptions on 5 targets for 30 yards. Jones continued his strong close to the regular season, topping both 20 rushing attempts and 100 rushing yards for the 3rd consecutive game. He tallied long gains of 17 and 14 yards, but he was primarily effective in helping keep Green Bay's offense on schedule, with 14 of his carries going for a gain of at least 4 yards. Jones also saw an uptick in his involvement as a pass catcher, recording a season-high 5 receptions. He could see a slight downtick in work in a wildcard round matchup against the Cowboys if A.J. Dillon can return, but Jones should serve as the team's lead back in the matchup. Dillon is on the board. Where are we? Jordan Love completed 27 of 32 passes for 316 yards, 2 touchdowns, and no interceptions in Sunday's win over the Bears. Love and the Packers offense got off to a relatively slow start in the must-win contest, but he led a few key drives to clinch a playoff berth. The first was an 11-play, 92-yard drive that began early in the second quarter, which was capped by a 10-yard pass to Dontavian Wicks. On the opening drive of the second half, Love hit Wicks again, this time for a 12-yard score. Love now has multiple touchdown passes in 4 straight games to close out the season, and he also surpassed 300 passing yards in a game for the second time in the campaign thanks to a lone completions of 59 and 32 yards to Jaden Reed. He'll look to keep his current form going in an upset bid against the Cowboys in the wild card round. Wicks and Reed. That's 2 for Reed, 2 for Wicks. Dak Prescott completed 31 of 36 passes for 279 yards and 4 touchdowns with 1 interception in Sunday's rout of the Commanders. The Cowboys finally put together a strong performance on the road, And Prescott led the way with 4 red zone touchdown strikes, 2 to CeeDee Lamb and 1 to each to Jalen Tolbert and Brandon Cooks. In the process, Prescott became the first Dallas quarterback to ever lead the NFL in touchdown passes, tossing 36 in 17 games. The Cowboys locked up the NFC East title and the number 2 seed in the NFC with the victory, setting Prescott up to face a ragged Packers secondary on his home turf in the wild card round next weekend. That is 3 times they've mentioned the Packers secondary. That is also 3 for Lamb, 3 for Cooks, 1 for Tolbert. Let's count up the votes, shall we? We've got 3 threes on the Dallas side. Dak, Lamb, and Cooks. 1 for Gallup, 1 for Dodal, 1 for Tolbert. They're out. On the other side, we got the Packers secondary, the ragged secondary mentioned 3 times. Watson mentioned 3 times. Dubs twice, Kraft once, Musgrave once, Reed twice, Wicks twice, Heath, Melton, and Dillon, which means, of course, the 2s cancel each other out. Dubs, Reed, Wicks eliminate each other. We've got 5 cards here. Dak, Lamb, Cooks, the Packers D, and Watson. It seems like an anomaly because everything was just mentioning of his injury. We could plug Watson in. So we're going to take the Packers card over Watson. And if Watson should fit, we'll see if we can screw him in. If not, we take the lowest, we get the closest receiver to the money. So we're going to get wild, man. We're running the Packers fucking D. So Prescott, Cooks, Packers D. Now again, we'll decide on Watson afterwards. Lamb, Cooks, Packers. The ultimate fucking wild card in the deck. Packers D. Lamb, Prescott, Cooks. Can we get the Packers D? We can. Holy shit. With a $400 card, what do we got? Patrick Taylor. He's not the 3 back behind. Is he behind Dillon? No, Emmanuel Wilson is. See? It was smart to read that fucking card. Inactive for the matchup. Yep. Because everybody else is up here, right? Wicks, Heath, all those fucking guys are up there, yeah. Yep. So fucking Tively. We have 1 open lineup. I want to run a Jordan Love fucking slaughter stack in our open lineup here. Love with all of his weapons. Reed, Wicks, Kraft, give him Jones. You have enough left for Cooks. I like that fucking lineup. That's if in the event that the fucking Packers explode and fucking completely upset and shit all over fucking Dallas, which we've seen happen. Bills beat them up. Niners beat them up. We'll come back to that. Okay, Prescott, we'll come back to that. We're over here again. So Lamb, Prescott, Cooks, Packers D. What we got left? Malik Heath. Absolutely. All right, now we got Pollard. Lamb, Prescott, Cooks, Packers D. Enough for Tolbert. Although I'm thinking maybe Malik Heath instead. He's hitting Tolbert. He hit Tolbert for a fucking touchdown pass, if I'm correct. Yes, he did. Tolbert's getting in the end zone. He could be in the end zone again. These essentially are slaughter stacks where you're just trying to take the Packers to maybe get a sack or 2. It's very contrarian, but that's what we want. Lamb, Prescott, Cooks, Packers D. Oh, we got Bo Melton. You bet your fucking ass we want big bad Bo. We want big bad Bo in these fucking contrarian lineups, chasing down 10 grand, trying to think of a lineup that nobody else is thinking of. Lamb, Prescott, Packers D. All right, continuing on here. Dubs. We got Lamb, Prescott, Cooks, Packers D. 55 left over, just enough to get Watson or Ferguson. I think we're going to take Ferguson here. Just not feeling Christian Watson. We'll take a look at it. Those other fucking lineups where we got no choice. What we got open ideas. Lamb, Prescott, Cooks, Packers D. 7 large left. 4 Dubs, Rush, Ferguson, Aubrey. I mean, the leading fucking scorer for kickers. Ugh. Aubrey. Yeah. Part of me wants Jordan Love in here, though. Do we want to break kayfabe here? Let's see for a second. Just for one quick second here. Wicks. Give me that Wicks lineup. We took out Aubrey, right? You got enough for Jordan Love and fucking Emmanuel Wilson. Yeah. Calling audibles. If I could fit fucking Jordan Love, I want Jordan Love. Go ahead, give me the triplets. Lamb, Prescott, Cooks. I want Love and Wilson. Watson. Lamb, Prescott, Cooks. Love. They coming with the 8 with Turpin. Fuck no. Wilson. I'm running my 6 card at Wilson. Come in backing up fucking injured AJ Dillon. Dillon's fucked me before, so I hope he doesn't fucking play. Lamb, Prescott, Cooks, Love, Henderson. No, we're sticking with Wilson. Cowboys D. Now we'll get the Packers D involved there too. Lamb, Prescott, Cooks, Packers D, Jaden Reed. Absolutely. Anders Carlson. Lamb, Prescott, Cooks. We can run the. If we ran the Packers D, what do we get? We get Reed. If we run Love, what do we get? Love and Heath. We're gonna run contrarian here. You know what? I'm breaking my own fucking rules because I keep thinking Jordan Love because it's Jordan Love. Jordan Love against those Cowboys. Ooh, this is a tough choice here. I feel like I'm breaking my own rules. Whenever I break my own rules, I lose. Ooh, give me those Jordan Love lineups. One second. We got 2 Jordan Love lineups there. We got 4 who used him. Love and Wilson. That Watson lineup, it works. See, now I'm a little torn. Just curious. Let's just say. So I don't like the drop off there. So we're gonna stay with this one. If that one stays, what about this one, Ferguson? If I took the Packers D instead of Love, yeah, what do we get up here? Stubbs. I don't like it. So fuck, we're not doing it. You could be contrarian. You could be fucking retarded. You get choices. Let's see what happens here. Just in case I take Packers D instead. Okay, what does it get us up to again? Doesn't once it starts jumping to Jaden Reed, I'm good with taking Reed over Love. So here, what do we get here? We go Packers D instead. See, it just doesn't make the jump. If you just take Reed, if you just take Reed for the fuck of it, you're getting down. Tolbert, Heath, I don't like the mix. So here you would go, Love and Wilson. Yes, yes. Keep it the way it is. I like it. All right, look, it's important to be a little picky and meticulous if you do. We're going to keep Dodal in just in case Pollard does shit and they need to yank his ass out. And again, we go Packers D. We get Jones. We just miss on Jones. We can get Reed. Now we got some Tucker Craft action. So Lamb, Prescott, Cooks. Now you can get Love and who else? You get Love and Heath. Let's say you go Packers D. I think you can finally get Jones. Yes. Let's go get Jones. We get Love too. Ooh, shit on me. I feel like we should do two Tucker Crafts here. Who can we drop? Can we drop Musgrave? We're dropping Musgrave for Kraft. Going to do the same lineup, but with Jones instead of Love. So you could put Musgrave in here instead of Packers D. Did Musgrave get in the game at all? They're throwing him the fucking ball. Yes. Bookends. So two Tucker Crafts. We sacrifice Luke Musgrave. We put him in at the 6 card. Come back to those. Do your damage, Tucker. Now we got some Packers D actions. Lamb, Prescott, Cooks, Love, Kraft. Ooh, yes. Now, if you took Jones instead of Love, you get the pack. Ooh, you get the Cowboys D. Yeah, yeah, I like that. Now we got some Bo Melton action. Yeah, Lamb, Prescott, Love, Cooks. He comes back to Kraft. Or Packers D. Oh, fuck me. Kraft. You gotta go Kraft over it. Damn it. It's gotta make the call. Gotta make the call sometimes. Cooks. So let's say we go Watson. Leaves us enough for Ferguson. Cowboys D. I mean, Love makes mistakes too. Cowboys D is pretty fucking fierce. Jones here. Or if they shut Jones down. If Watson doesn't play, we could put in Wicks. You slip Aubrey right underneath. Once we start telling ourselves we know anything about how these games are going to play out, we're fucking done. Here, if you took Watson, you Dodal, Kraft. Not a fan. Go all the way up here for fucking Jones? Absolutely. Back it up with fucking Wilson. 3 up and 3 down. Here we go. Again, Wilson, Johnson, Wilson and Jones. Unless you want to get wild, play to the tarot cards. Go Watson, which again, you can go Kraft underneath or Melton underneath. I say Kraft. And again, Watson doesn't play, you throw Wicks right in. Yes. Okie dokie. Anyway, there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. 20 lineups. May fate and faith decide your fortune. If you should win, blow your money on the new Faro's Lounge Kickstarter. Peace, love. So you know what? We can't get out yet. I want to look and see what happened here to the Dolphins Chiefs game. We have any new intel on the Dolphins and the Chiefs? Here we are. Is it John Mechie? There's our last guy right there. Get Waddle back in. All right, all right, all right. Looking for some new stories from today that may or may not affect our plans here. Nothing new on Mahomes. Rashee Rice, full participant Tuesday. While Rice managed a hamstring injury, Kansas City held him out of practice for the entirety of Week 18 prep before he was inactive for Sunday's win over the Chargers. Even if he hadn't been nursing the injury, Rice may have played only limited snaps, as the AFC West champs opted to rest other key contributors such as quarterback Pat Mahomes and tight end Travis Kelce, while the team was locked in as the number 3 seed in the conference. Now that he's back on the field as a full practice participant, Rice looks like he'll head into Sunday's wildcard matchup with the Dolphins, with no restrictions. Isaiah Pacheco, full participant in Tuesday's practice. Though Pacheco was active for this past Sunday's win over the Chargers, he didn't put in a full practice in advance of the contest and ultimately didn't play any snaps in the regular season finale. Since the Chiefs had already locked up the number 3 seed in the AFC playoffs heading into Week 18, Pacheco is likely just held out of action as a precaution. But his ability to put in a full practice Tuesday erases any doubt about his status heading into Saturday's wild card matchup with the Dolphins. In the Chiefs' previous meeting with the Dolphins back in Week 9 in Frankfurt, Pacheco carried 16 times for 66 yards while failing to haul in his lone target, and the Chiefs win. Jalen Waddle, listed as a full participant in Tuesday's estimated practice report. The Dolphins didn't hold an actual practice Tuesday, but if they had, Waddle would have been able to match his activity from Friday. The wideout was sidelined for a second straight game in the past Sunday's loss to the Bills, but the Dolphins are optimistic Waddle will be back in action for Saturday's wild card game in Kansas City. Down to the bottom. Anything new on Justin Ross? Ross will not participate in practice Tuesday. Ross was forced out of Sunday's win against the Chargers early with a hamstring injury, and he's now missing Kansas City's first practice of the new week. If he can't return to practice Wednesday or Thursday, he'll likely end up inactive for the wild card round. Anything new on P-Ride? Nothing new on P-Ride. Anything new on Alea? Clyde Edwards-Helaire knocked 2 rushes for 1 yard and gathered in one of 2 targets for 9 yards during Sunday's win against the Chargers. Well, damn it. He only took the field for 11 possible offensive snaps, yielding the vast majority of work to Lamichael Pirine, who rushed 21 times for 76 yards. Clyde Edwards-Helaire should slot in as a backup for the Chiefs' upcoming playoff run, which begins with a wild-card clash with the Dolphins on Saturday. He should slot into a larger role should Isaiah Pacheco miss any postseason action, with Jared McKinnon already on injured reserve. Nothing new on Mecole Hardman. Kadarius Toney was a limited participant in Tuesday's practice. Toney missed the Chiefs' final 3 games of the regular season due to his pair of injuries, so he'll presumably need to upgrade to full practice participation Thursday or Friday to avoid taking a designation into Saturday's wildcard game versus the Dolphins. Over his 13 appearances during the regular season, Toney played no more than 42% of the offensive snaps on any occasion and recorded 27 catches for 169 yards and a touchdown to go with 31 yards on 11 carries. Watson didn't catch a pass during Sunday's win over the Chargers. I read this. Did I? No. Watson was among those active for Sunday's regular season finale, but he didn't play too much, instead allowing Mecole Hardman, Richie James, and Justin Ross to claim the vast majority of action at wide receiver. Watson had played 45% or more of the offensive snaps in each of the previous 7 games, and he will presumably claim a larger role in the postseason. Watson closes out the regular season with 27 catches for 460 yards and 3 touchdowns and 53 targets, finishing second among wideouts in all of the categories to rookie Rashee Rice. It's a lot of rice. Anything new on Aludakun? No. Anything new on Thompson? No. Gabbert? No. Kelsey? No. Mostert. Raheem Mostert was listed as a limited participant on Tuesday's estimated practice report. Mostert missed the final 2 games of the regular season due to his pair of lower body injuries. Even if he's cleared to play in Saturday's wildcard matchup versus Kansas City, Mostert could find himself in a timeshare with rookie Devin Achane, who has remained deficient as a runner and carry and receiver over the past 2 weeks while taking on a larger workload. Devin Achane was listed as a limited participant on Tuesday's estimated practice report. Both Achane and Raheem Mostert were gauged as limited participants to kick off the week of prep ahead of Saturday's wildcard game against the Chiefs. But the latter's health seemed to be the bigger question mark than the former's. Mostert sat out both of the Dolphins' final 2 games of the regular season while managing just 1 limited practice apiece leading up to those contests, enabling Achane to see 2 of his larger workloads of the season. Achane didn't sacrifice much efficiency with the added touches, as he carried 24 times for 163 yards and a touchdown to go with 5 catches for 35 yards and another score in losses to the Ravens and Bills. The Dolphins have optimism that Mostert will be cleared to play Sunday in Kansas City, but Achane may have earned himself a larger share of the backfield. High, based on how he finished out the regular season. Tua, nothing new. And finally, Tyreek Hill. Listed as a limited participant on Tuesday's estimated practice report due to ankle and quadricep injuries. Hill's practice participation in Week 18 was affected by a personal matter in addition to the lingering ankle issue. But he's apparently now tending to a quad injury as the Dolphins prepare for Saturday's wild card matchup with the Chiefs. The fact that Hill was estimated as a limited participant rather than a non participant to begin the weekend of practice seemingly bodes well for his chances of being cleared to play Saturday with any restrictions. In his first appearance against his former team back in Week 9, Hill caught 8 of 10 targets for 62 yards and ran once for 3 yards, and the Dolphins lost. Huh. Got him, dry throat. All right, let's see what we got. I feel like there was a lot more Rasheed Rice mentioned there. I think we got him there. We got Rice in every lineup. All right, we're good. We got 2 Hills. A lot of Rice, right? A lot of Rice. Yeah, I see Rice everywhere. Rice, Rice, Rice. Rice is nice. And we have the Bills. All right, people. May fate and faith decide your fortune if you should win. Blow your money at Faro's Lounge. Peace.